All right, YouTube, we're back once again with the OGs of the DMV show. And today we start this show in a little bit of a melancholy mood. We're going to try to pick up a little later, but this week we lost one of the original OGs in our family. And we'll say peace out to him. We know Trey is taking care of that situation. Keep your prayers up for the family. And, this is a family. This is a unit. All everybody who watches this show, we consider y'all family. And, if you get in the comments and say a prayer for Trey and his family, man, we appreciate that. Now, as far as the Washington Commanders, that we are not playing right now, but that does not excuse the front office from making moves. Got us a new GM, Adam Peters. One of the smartest guys out there, young, intelligent, forward-looking. Everybody wanted him. Our man went out and got him. That's where he's supposed to be. Now we're looking for a head coach, Big Al. Big Al, we're looking for a head coach. We done interviewed a lot of people. We done ran through the little Rooney Rule. We got to, interview a certain amount of players, a certain amount of, how can I say this? Colored coaches.
Wow.
We go by black.
You don't use that word anymore, Deacon.
Certain amount of African American coaches you have to get the interview, and we interviewed. Even Eric Bieniemy got an interview, which listen, he was here. He had a hand in what happened last year, and I don't mind them interviewing him, but let's be honest, he really had no chance of getting the job. He is just a Rooney Rule interview at this point. The man has gone through 17, 18 interviews for head coach, and just hasn't happened for him yet. So we wish the best for him, and just a side note, nobody saw it coming. Our old head coach is being interviewed for defensive coordinator with the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly needs a new defensive coach, defensive coordinator, and for a head coach to come down and take that spot. And listen, I hope he gets it, man. I hope he gets it. Listen, I never want to see somebody out of work, but it's just interesting that people get jobs, they get fired time after time. It just amazes me how many rotations they have at a coaching system, man. They coach, they hire people they want to know. They hire the people that they know and feel comfortable with, and that's a commentating on the way the world is. It's all about who you know, not exactly what you know. But let's go on with that. They interviewed Slowik from the Tennessee Titans.
No, Texans.
Yeah. Texans. Listen, you know where I live. And from all reports, that went well. But, the number one guy they're trying to get is Robert Johnson. Bobby Johnson. Is that his name? Bobby Johnson, right? But Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson from the Lions. Hey, listen, I met somebody's name in a minute. Ben Johnson from what do you think about that, big guy? We're getting close. They say the team of interviewers is going out to Detroit to interview him personally.
He's going to San Francisco.
They're going to San Francisco, not Detroit?
They flying to Magic, all them beating in San Francisco.
And listen, wherever they go, I applaud them for being aggressive with it. If this is the guy, do like he did Adam Peters, man, and go get it. And once you get into that meeting, you don't let him go. And the only thing that will hold us back is this guy keeps winning. He keeps winning in the playoffs.
I think he's the last interview, too. I understand that he's the last guy.
There's somebody else out there I think they're interviewing, but it's secondary. He's the number one guy. If he wants the job, it's his. And all we had to do was work out the details, man. I think that's what it is. Because he hasn't taken too many interviews. I think it's just us and Atlanta, if I'm correct. And Atlanta already moved on.
I thought it was Seahawks too.
Seahawks are interviewing another guy. Dan Quinn, and another guy too. Another older gentleman. But, older. He's been in the league quite a while.
But Atlanta already hired somebody. They hired Rashid Raheem. He got hired from the LA Rams. He was defensive coordinator for LA Rams. He took the Atlanta job. I kind of liked him a lot. He was a retread though, but I kind of liked him a lot.
Yeah, didn't he coach Miami for half a season or something like that?
I think Miami and Tampa Bay, both teams.
Yeah, he went from Miami to Tampa Bay to
both teams. Yeah, so he's a retread, but he's supposed to be a pretty good leader of men. I think we did 2 interviews with Dan Quinn, which with the Dallas defense coordinator, Atlanta Falcons coach. He's a retread.
Yeah, I don't want. It wasn't. He went to the playoffs with Atlanta, but it wasn't even his offense. It was Shanahan's offense. Dan Quinn, he was in. Wasn't it Atlanta? He was in Atlanta, and they just tanked. They just went down. That's why he got the job in Dallas, because he did so bad as a head coach.
Yeah.
Well, he did good with Dallas.
When they lost the offensive coordinator, they went down. Remember they had a chance to beat Brady, and he
and they was up at halftime. Totally collapsed, man. So I don't want anything from Dallas anyway. So
I think it's going to be the young guys. It's up to the 2 young guys, and like I said, Seattle and the Commanders are 2 last teams standing. I think Carolina hired a guy from Tampa Bay, the offensive coordinator from Tampa Bay. So it's just Seattle and Commanders are the last 2 teams standing.
Let me ask you this with Carolina. You think that's a good job?
Well, you need a quarterback whisperer. And supposedly this guy that they hired from Tampa Bay is a quarterback whisperer. He coached the quarterback for Seattle last year. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
And then he turned around and coached Baker Mayfield this year, and both of them played better. So he's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer, this new coach for Carolina. And they need one.
They need one, but you can't coach height for one, and his size is a detriment. But my main concern with coaching that job is that ever since Ron got fired there, he's fired, I think, 3 head coaches in the middle of the season.
He's Dan Snyder. He's the next.
In the middle of the season, man.
He's supposed to be the next Dan Snyder. He's very emotional with his decision-making process.
Yeah, so listen, these jobs are few and far between. You only get 32 of them. So if you got a chance to get one and show your talent, I don't begrudge somebody for taking that. So you got to take one that's good for you.
Yeah, I look for Johnson to take the job either. If he makes it I think he's allowed to announce he took the job in that 2-week period between the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah.
So I look for an announcement sometime next week.
That would be nice. Because we need to know, as fans, we need to know what kind of system we're going to run. And from what I hear is they're going to be running his system. He's hiring an offensive coach, offensive coordinator to run his system that knows his system.
Yep.
So for that to happen, he probably has worked with this guy before, I'm sure.
I understand it's going to be probably Detroit's offensive line coach. It's going to be his offensive coordinator, and he's going to try to bring Mark Brunell and Randall L. As part of his team over, and he's looking for his defensive coordinator right now too. That's what his next step is, try to find a defensive coordinator. And that's what his team. But his team is probably Randall L. to be the wide receiver coach or some type of passing game coordinator. Mark Brunell is going to be the quarterback whisperer and offensive guru, and the offensive line coach is going to be offensive line and calling plays. Or really, Johnson's going to call plays. This guy's going to help Johnson call plays.
Yeah, he's probably going to be on the sideline with this call sheet.
Yeah, calling plays. So that's it. Just really looking for defensive people. He's looking for his defensive coaching staff. I kind of like the old defensive coordinator from the Giants, the one that got that quit for the Giants. I liked him.
Oh yeah, he quit because he don't like Dabo.
Yeah, he didn't like Dabo. Yeah, but what Trey would really like him because he's a blitzer. He loves to blitz. That guy
all the time.
They had a sorry team in the Giants, but he kept them in the game.
That's true.
Their defense was just average, but he used to keep them in the game.
That's true.
I kind of I can't think of his name right now, but I kind of like that guy, and he's still out there.
Well, that'd probably be a good pickup, and he knows the NFC East, so
right. He knows our the people in the quarterbacks and all that.
Yeah, which is a big plus too, because knowing Having played against certain offenses, because you don't always play the whole NFL. You don't play 32 teams a year, you know what I'm saying? And you hardly ever play the West Coast all the time. So knowing this NFC East and how to defend certain players that are mainstays in this system is a good thing to have. And if you don't have any time, you have to catch up and all that stuff. So I don't mind that at all, Big Al. And I just hope that this all comes to fruition. Don't watch the basketball game, man.
We so bad, man. I'm sorry, we are so bad, man. Boom just missed the layup.
We're gonna talk about that later.
We are terrible, man. We are terrible.
But let's get back to the Commanders.
I can't look at it. Let me turn it off.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna turn it off. It's so bad.
Let's just as NFL and random. Who you got for the championship? Who you think?
Oh man, I hate to say this, because I'm not really a fan of the city.
Baltimore.
Yeah, I think Baltimore is the best team, but that damn Pat Mahomes. I mean,
be the best. Got to beat the best.
You got to beat the best, baby. He's the best. Baltimore is the best team, all around team. Baltimore is the best team. They have a hell of a defense. I really like their defensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. I really like him a lot. I was, it seems to be the general manager and the owner wants the offensive coordinator to be our coach. That's what they would prefer. You know what I'm saying? But I like their defensive coordinator. He's a matter of fact, this is one of the best Baltimore teams I can remember, man.
Yeah.
I do not like the city. I'm not a fan of the city, but that team is awesome.
That's what that is, a little Philly.
And then I see the 49ers beating. 49ers have more talent than Detroit. Mm-hmm. So if Pretty can play better than he played last week.
What about they might not have Debo.
That hurts them a lot. But that defensive talent they got, they should have just enough offensive talent to score points. Mm-hmm. Should be put them over the top. And I got Baltimore winning it all.
Yeah, if Baltimore can get past Kansas City, they're definitely going to win it all. Now, I always say, man, and this is why I kind of like Jaden Daniels as a quarterback, is that when you have a guy that can run for 3 yards, 3rd and 3, nothing. You know what I mean? You if you're talented like he is, man, he can pick up those 3rd downs real easy, just on a sweep or a quarterback keep or anything that you see on the field. He has become one of those guys that
you talking about Jackson, Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson, yeah, that controlled the offensive side of the ball by himself, just by running. You know what I mean? So that's hard to compete with when you don't have that on the other side. I know he can run on the other side, but not like that. You know what I mean? Not like that. He did pop off a 20-yarder last week.
He's the best. This guy, Pat Mahomes,
yeah,
he can do it all, man. He's the best. He's not quite Jackson. I mean, Jackson is elite speed, elite. He's a freak of nature.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? But Pat is the best all-around quarterback. He is the GOAT at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Well, with Brady being gone, he is the GOAT at this moment.
I have Baltimore and the 49ers in the championship. That just looks the way the season has
Baltimore crushed the 49ers and crushed Detroit. I mean, beat them by
that was early in the season, though.
Yeah, it was early in the season, both of them. So, Baltimore.
But Debo's gonna hurt. I think Debo, if they can get past Detroit this week, then that'll be 3 weeks that Debo has to recover. I think it'll be a full goal on Super Bowl. Right. You keep him out of Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So even if your shoulder's messed up, you still playing.
Man, can you imagine being in Las Vegas on a Super Bowl Sunday? Oh man, that's probably.
You got tickets for us, Big Al.
Do that?
We all going, baby.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I got you covered, man.
Let's go, baby. Oh man.
But speaking of the defense for the Baltimore Ravens, man, that guy, the defense coordinator, is one of the hot guys out there that people want to hire as a head coach. And I think that it's like a double-edged sword that, they're winning so much, he doesn't have time to interview like Ben Johnson does. You know what I'm saying? And
well, I understand it.
Well, teams are going. Teams are choosing their head coaches.
There's only 2 positions left. Commanders in Seattle now. Yeah,
right. So, and because Harbaugh took the Chargers, right? So you're talking about 2. It's either us or Seattle. Which one you want? Which one you want? I mean, if you try to build a team, that's our team. If you're trying to go with a team that's 50-50, mired in.
But Seattle needs a quarterback. I mean, they got a pretty good, decent team.
Yeah, but they don't have a great pick either. They're going to have to do some trading if they want one of these guys.
They got to do some trading.
Well, actually, no, I won't say that because there are a lot of. There's like maybe 5 good quarterbacks coming out. Now, who knows who's going to hit?
I like that left-handed quarterback, Penix.
Yeah.
I like, even though he had a bad game in the playoffs.
No, he still can play, man. That dude can play.
That boy can play, man, and he's left-handed, so he's a little awkward. So you got to change the team around a little bit for him. But he can drop that bomb on the southeast corner. That man got a strong arm.
Well, see, that's us though. We don't have a line to just play with. Well, so our first pick can be.
Deacon, you're gonna like this offensive coordinator because when I watched Detroit and I broke down some of Detroit's film, he put 6 offensive linemen in on a lot of his plays, on his passing plays, because he knows his quarterback can't take pressure. Okay, what's his quarterback's name? Galt?
Yeah, Galt. I mean, Golf.
Yeah, he can't. He was a bum really, but he can do when you blitz him, he's terrible. So what Johnson did is put 6 offensive linemen in and have 3-man routes, and he believes in protecting his quarterback. That's one of his, and he runs the ball hard. He likes to do the outside zone, and he likes to do a trap play. He's like this little trap play he likes to run. And he has 2 good running backs too, but we don't have. Yeah, our backs ain't bad. Our backs ain't bad.
But saying that, that kind of goes with knowing what kind of offense the scheme you're running. You know what I mean? Because when we talk about our Golf was the number 1 pick.
Golf was, man, but he took the Rams to the Super Bowl, but he couldn't.
That speaks to knowing how to scheme for your player as well. Right. He knows Golf is bad at blitzes, so he got strong on the run, strong on the line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, that's what we're going to get, and that tells me that we need to go into free agency looking for offensive line help immediately.
Yes.
Because right now we have 1, maybe 2 guys that can play on the offensive line. Not for everybody, but for us. And I'm talking about Cosme.
Okay, Cosme.
And maybe the center.
Which one?
It starts with L. I can't remember that.
You want to get hurt all the time.
Yeah.
He,
all of my seniors get hurt all the time.
Yeah, but he never gonna. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I'm hoping.
What about Sean Paul? Not Sean Paul. Is that his name, Sean Paul?
No, that's the rapper.
I know, but we got a Sean Paul. Paul plays guard.
That's a Jamaican rapper.
No, Paul plays guard for us.
No, his name is Paul something, but it's not Sean Paul. It's something.
Okay. Anyway, that dude, I think you keep a couple guys just because we need depth.
Oh, yeah, we're going to keep him players, I think Leno is under contract. I think we got to keep Leno.
Leno has another year on his contract, yeah.
Right, and then we're going to keep Wiley's under contract. We have to keep Wiley, too. He has a guaranteed contract. Mm-hmm. So we kind of paid Wiley some nice money. He just didn't work out. So my thing is, I'm going to put Wiley, try him out in one of the guard positions. Wow. I'm going to bring in, huh?
Really?
Yeah,
no, man, he's a bench player. He's a bench player, man. You don't bring him.
No, I'm not saying he's gonna start. I'm gonna try him out. I'm gonna have him try out because we gotta pay him $10 million no matter.
Maybe he'll retire.
I'm thinking about money. He's gonna take his money, man. I'm gonna try him out in one of the guard positions. I'm gonna bring in a center and another tackle. Then I'm drafting another tackle.
Draft. Well, yeah, you got to draft the tackle.
So I'm gonna bring in 2 free agent linemen in. A center that's a quality center that can make all the line calls, especially if I have a young quarterback. I need somebody to call out all the line calls, and then I'm bringing in a quality tackle to either play right or left. That's out there.
Remember, we drafted Stromberg.
Stromberg might fight for the center position too. Stromberg is supposed to be a pretty good athlete. He just got hurt, so we got to throw him in the gym and see what he can do. Fight for the center position.
The one thing I would be scared about that is you're putting in basically 2 rookies at the main position, quarterback and center. Those are the guys who call out the blitzes.
Right. That's why I said I probably will. The free agent pick up a center. Let's
look at the free agent. Let's look at what's out there. All right, so this is guards.
See the guy Jackson from Detroit? I'm gonna bring in my own guy. I'll be just like Ron. You gotta bring your own guys in.
But these are the centers out there.
Right.
That's gonna be up for free agency. And I'm assuming they're in order of importance.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing in the Cowboy. Forget that. What about? Actually, any of these guys probably play better than our guy.
Sure. I know the dude from Miami is pretty good because they had a hell of a running game.
And maybe that's what we need to look for is guys who come from a running background. What team has a good running?
I know the guy from Baltimore because they have a good running game too.
Seattle. Seattle
has a nice little game too. So I'm gonna bring somebody with some power behind them that can make the line calls. Then I'm gonna bring somebody that knows my offense too. So I'm gonna bring. Let's see what the guards look like. I'm gonna bring somebody that maybe can play guard center that knows my offense, like the dude Jackson, Jonah Jackson right there. The guards. I think if he can play.
That makes sense too.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to because he knows my offense.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to bring him in.
He knows where the line needs to lean.
Right.
So, yeah, you're right.
If he can play guard center, then he can help me train up Cosby to know how I'm gonna run my thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And your boy Paul, because Paul can anchor. Paul can anchor. He just don't have quick feet.
Yeah, he's better at run blocking than he is at.
Yeah. And Siddiqi's an athlete, man. He just was. He had a good season, man. Yeah. He was terrible, but he's an athlete though. So I'm bringing in probably Jonah Jackson. I'm trying to bring in a tackle too, man. I like the guy from Trent Brown from New England. I like him. Mm-hmm. He can play right or left. I like really both of the tackles from New England. Believe it or not,
I like on Wahoo.
Yeah. I like both of them, man. I'm bringing one of those guys in. I'm also looking for youth too, man. I love to know the age of somebody.
I was gonna say, but you might want to draft youth.
Right. Yeah. And then tight end wise, but we got to bring Hunter Henry in, man. I like Hunter Henry. He can get open.
Hunter Henry.
Dalton
Schultz. Bad year this year though. He had that.
He had no quarterback. Remember, he didn't have any quarterback.
Man. No, that's true. That's true.
I like Dalton Schultz, really, man. He had a great year for Texans. I'm surprised he's going to be out there, man.
Well, these are guys coming up for a contract, so
right.
They might not let him go,
right?
But
I like Austin Hooper too, from the Vegas team, man. He had a pretty good year from the Chargers one year. I liked him a lot too, man. So if I can bring them in, these guys in that can block and play tight end.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the guy that was here last year, man, he just got hurt. He had a good first year, but I just think he never recovered from that knee injury, man. He was just super slow. Hogan Thomas, yeah. He just lost a little bit of speed he had. He lost it.
Yeah. He can't get open. He's a post-up guy right now.
Dalton Schultz can get open, man. He can get open. He can do it all.
What about Mike Gesicki? He's probably too old now. He's probably getting old.
Yeah, he's getting up there in age. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, he's getting up there in age. Like I said, I'd rather bring Austin Hooper in or Hunter Henry in. I'd rather bring those two in because Hunter Henry had a great year too. I had him on my fantasy team a couple years ago. He had a great year.
Now we may lose Curtis Samuel this year, but I wouldn't bring in anybody on free agency or wide receiver. I would draft a wide receiver because
the wide receiver class is great this year.
Deep this year. Deep. You can get a good guy in the third round.
But we need what we call an X receiver. An X receiver is normally about 6'2" or 6'1" and above.
Well, we need to. I don't know, big guy. We need to talk. All our receivers are 6 feet and under.
That's what I'm saying. So we need somebody over 6'2" to play X receiver, like T. Higgins. Higgins is 6'4", can run, but T. Higgins is going to be franchised, they tell me. He's not going anywhere. Michael Pittman is 6'4". He's going to be franchised. The best we can do is Michael Evans, but Michael Evans is going to want $20 million. He's already said.
Well, Calvin Ridley is going to be cheap. He's lucky to be in the league right now. That's the dude who got.
But he's not a true X. He's a little smaller receiver. He's like a 6 feet guy with a lot of speed. He does have speed. Tyler Boyd has some size to him too for Cincinnati.
Yeah, he has a top problem though.
Yeah, he does. That dude from Buffalo, I like him. He's a true X receiver too. Davis.
Real Davis.
Yeah. He might can get him on a. Not a cheat, but on a same kind of deal that we signed Sanders. You know what I'm saying? He's a 6'4" guy too. He's a true X. I want to put my boy in some different positions. I don't want him playing X like he did the last couple of years.
Terry?
I want Terry playing some slot, some Y.
You want to move around like they do the Dallas?
Yeah, like they do the boy from Dallas. So I want him to move around so he can. You know, when you play the X, man, that usually going to get a lot of. You're going to be on the left hand side, and people going to try to jam you. Yeah, so I want to
move another too, because they know where you're going to be.
They know where you're going to be at. I want to put my boy Dobbs, whatever, put him in the slot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna draft a wide receiver no matter what.
I'm gonna draft.
That's a wide receiver class this year.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of our 4th, 5th, 6th. I don't think them guys are gonna make it. I think it's gonna be a whole new class of wide receivers in here.
Yeah, I think Brown is gone. I think everybody else is probably gone.
Now I am interested to see. I keep saying this, but I am interested to see how Amani Rodgers comes back.
Yeah, but he can come back.
He's not a blocking tight end, but he is he always seems to get open. So he must got some flash, some kind of speed or something. And he's tall.
The dude Turner, they was pumping up all. I mean,
Cole Turner.
But
they said he couldn't block. Can't block. Dude can't block. Can't use him. So I don't know. It seems like just being that big, you should be able to do a 5 and out. Just give me a 5 and out. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't even put him in for that.
Cole Turner was like what 6'6".
Yeah, he's huge.
Huge dude, but I couldn't believe it. They even try him on the passing plays. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing, man. Like he didn't know how to read the playbook or something. I don't know.
I don't know, man, but it was just weird to me.
Disappointment because we was excited in the preseason that this Turner
I don't know. Was it Bieniemy? Bieniemy had a lot of people didn't care for Bieniemy's style of coaching. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he might be one that needs a different style of coaching to flourish. You know what I'm saying?
He might couldn't flourish under that kind of.
I mean, look at Dotson. And Dotson with Scott Turner was a beast.
Yeah.
Bieniemy come in here and he disappears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just think that Bieniemy. I mean, I was rooting for Bieniemy's success, but he just didn't adjust his offense to our team.
At all. I don't know. He thought he had Pat Mahomes playing quarterback.
I don't know what he thought because even the routes and stuff. I mean, a lot of those touchdowns that were caught, you could see like 2 or 3 people in the same spot. You know what I mean? In the same position. Anybody could have caught the ball. It's like it's too cluttered and too cluttered close to the end zone and too far down the field on a 4th and 1 or a 3rd and 2. You know what I'm saying? It was never that. Like how couldn't you run around and do all that stuff that Pat does? Because that's easy to catch an extra 2. That's what I said about Lamar, man. When you got Lamar, you can have a broken play and get 20 yards.
Yeah, I mean the closest young quarterback that's in college, like Pat Mahomes is the guy from LSU. You're right. You know what I'm saying?
And Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Caleb Williams is Pat Mahomes. Yeah, Caleb Williams. But he's not going to be there. Chicago's going to draft him. So if we want an athletic quarterback, we got to go with guy for LSU. But if we want a quarterback that's going to play on time and run the coaches play.
Brady May wasn't always on time either, man.
I'm telling you, man. Brady May is from North Carolina is where you want to go at.
He's the prototypical quarterback.
Right.
Big, tall, strong arm. Right. But we've seen a lot of those fail, man. I don't know. That fits Ben Johnson's offense, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. And Ben Johnson's already coached this kid already, so I think he's gonna pick him.
No, he hasn't coached him, but he has connections in North Carolina.
I think he's gonna pick him, Deacon.
I mean, listen,
Johnson, we're gonna pick him. I'm telling you, Drake May is gonna be our quarterback.
I'm going with Adam Peters and Ben Johnson. Whatever y'all got going on, I'm gonna trust you.
Right.
On this first one, I'm gonna trust you.
Now, my thing is the dude from LSU. He's a great athlete. He does remind me of Lamar Jackson. I think he's more accurate, I think, than Lamar Jackson is. Me personally.
Well, he comes out as a better thrower at this point.
Better thrower than Lamar Jackson. But the problem I have with him, he's 24, 25 years old, and he's another bony J.K. Evans. And we already had, RG was 30 pounds heavier than he was. And RG got crushed. He made it, 6 games? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it wasn't because
Lamar Jackson's been hurt a lot. That's the reason why Lamar had to struggle to get that contract that he got now.
Right, but let's be honest. RG wasn't the greatest reader of defenses.
Of course, yes.
So this guy is a better. He looks like he reads the defense a little bit better than RG coming out. Now, RG ran the pistol way. He was running all the time. Right. That was the whole threat. RG running.
Right.
I don't think we're trying to do that with this guy. I think they're going to scheme.
We can't. This guy's light in the ass.
Yeah, no, he needs to learn right now how to baseball slide.
That's right.
He does not need to be taking on nobody at all.
He's about the same size, same frame as your boy JJ, the best quarterback. Forbes. So that's my fear with him. Is that he's already 20? He's a 5-year senior, I think, 5th year or 6-year senior, and he's played for Arizona. Then he went to LSU. This is his size. This is who he is.
No. How old is he?
He's 24, 25.
Okay, yeah, it might be. He might be able to put on 20 more pounds or something like that.
Okay, so he's gonna be 195. He's still kind of small, man.
But we don't want him to run. If we can have a quarterback that doesn't need to run, that's fine. He's good. You know what I'm saying? We don't want him to. He's not a running back. We don't want him to have to run. We want him to run on emergencies only. I think 3 yards and get down.
That's what makes him great is the threat of running. That's what makes him great, man. I don't know if you've seen that boy run. That boy can run.
Yeah, and he's fast. He's fast. Let's hope for the best. Let's just wait and see before. And this is part of the system I don't like now is once you get to the, like say 100 days within the draft period, you start seeing quarterbacks get torn down. They want to tear you down, man. And it's sad sometimes that they start.
Williams not right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They saying he's not a leader. He doesn't have maturity. And these are kids, man. These are kids. What do you expect? You know what I'm saying? They've been told they're the best all their life, and you expect them to be centered. You got to. That's part of draft. When you draft somebody, you got to have a. That's what I say. That's why I don't want a defense guy. You got to have a plan for the quarterback that you drafted, and usually that plan revolves around an offensive coach because you don't want a coordinator coming in here every 3 years and now he doesn't know who he got to do a new system, new this and all that. They got to get used to a new person. You want him to be able to stand with one person. That's why they always tie the quarterback with the coach. New coach comes in, they want a new quarterback. Know why? Because that guy is beloved by the other guy, and we're moving on at this point. So
before this, I love a good offensive coordinator that can be the head coach. We had Joe Gibbs was an offensive coordinator that was a head coach. What made Joe good though, he was a leader of men. He knew how to motivate men. What made Ron bad, even though he was a defensive coordinator, Ron could not lead men.
Right.
And so whatever coach we pick up, he has to be able to guide and lead men to want to win for him or want to win for the city or want to win for the fans or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, maybe I'm being naive, but I would assume that was the number one priority as a leader of men.
Yeah, that's why I said I like the guy from certain people I like because they are supposedly leader of men. I want that. The guy from Pittsburgh, I can't think of his name right now. I want that type of coach. I'd rather have that type of coach than the offensive or defensive coordinator.
Yeah, but right now, if you look at the comments about Ben Johnson, like the quarterback is talking, the defensive guy is talking, they're saying this guy is somebody you want to play for. This guy is somebody you go to the wall for. You know what I mean? And so we'll see. We still have a couple weeks before we can be told if he is or if he ain't the coach. So the only other thing that's going on is this speculation of the Commanders trading with the Packers, Jonathan Allen, and the what we get for Allen is a 2 and a 4. Okay, now. Would you do that? We have some okay backup guys on the line right now, and we still have Deron Payne. He's going to be here for another year at least. Jonathan Allen, from what I heard, was that his contract is really movable because of the low amount of guaranteed money left on his contract. So even if he moves and we get stuck with a dead cap, the dead cap is less than his actual salary. So that's a bonus for us. We get like $10 million back on the salary cap. But that second pick is the number 41 pick, which means that we would have 40 and 41. So we got 34, 40, and 41 in the second round. That's a lot of capital.
I mean, if I had a plan to move back into the first round and get me an offensive left tackle, I would do that. If there's a left tackle available and say pick 19 or pick 18 and Pittsburgh wants to trade with us, you know what I'm saying? Somebody like that that's way back there, and I may make that trade so I can move back into the first round. I'd give them my 2 picks, and I can move back into the first round.
The second and fourth that you got?
Yeah, and I can get my starting left tackle. You know what I'm saying?
Now
that's the only reason I would do that trade is I can come out at the end of the day with a starting Pro Bowl left tackle, Trent Williams.
Well, remember, he's already said that he's thought about being traded and be moving to a different team. So
I mean, I think anybody on our team could be. He's that is available to trade. First of all, we were losers, okay? Right. So whatever Peters want to do, he can do. There's nobody. I love Allen. I love him. He's a great guy, nice guy. And I would love to go to church with him and kiss his kids and hug his wife and all that good stuff like that. He's a good guy. I'm not saying that. I've heard him speak like what he does in the community. I realize he's from Virginia and this and that and another, from DMV, blah, blah, this and that and other. But he's tradable because we were losers. And I want to win. I'm an older guy. I want to see some winning, okay? I want to build towards winning, okay? So if, like I said, because of the dead cap money that we would have to pay a little bit of dead cap money, but I would like to, at the end of the day, no matter what we do, is that I can get me a starting left tackle, a young college, one of them young college left tackles that we believe that can play left tackle for us for at least 10 years, and that can give us quality play or even Pro Bowl play. And I let Allen go for 2 picks and a cup of tea or whatever it is.
Well,
do it.
What about this? What about you say you trade Allen, right? Second and fourth. We get that second and fourth, right? Get 3 picks in the second, get 2 picks in the third, 1 pick in the first. In Allen's position, we go out and get a defensive guy that's coming off a contract, right? Go get one of these guys. Who are interior defensive guys who are on free agency contract, right? He's a free agent. So, and we keep those picks and still be able to get the offensive tackle. Because it may be easier to it's probably easier to get a guy in free agency for offense than it is for defense.
Right.
Get an established guy on the offensive line, in free agency, and then you draft.
I wouldn't mind getting like Glover Stewart. He's a good He's a good Leonard Williams is excellent for Seattle. Fletcher Cox is an old guy. We might get him on the cheap, and he still rotate a nice little rotation. He still can make plays. You know what I'm saying? And we get an extra second round pick or extra fourth round pick, so we have. 7 million.
One of these guys who contract wouldn't be as much.
Right.
Less contract wise.
Right. Because you got to remember, we already drafted the Darius Thomas, whatever that stupid dude that we dashed from Alabama. Darius Mathis, whatever. We got the
other guy we got from Dallas.
We got the boy from Dallas that we know that's average. He's pretty good. He's an average. He can fill in. But we want to give our draft pick a chance. We never even gave him a chance because he's been hurt. Yeah, and also Payne and Allen been there, so why play him? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that listen, my thoughts on because we had to build this team right now. We're not going to be great next year. Oh yeah, so we're building. So I think right now you build through the offense first. This year you're building an offense. You're getting that offense because he's an offense coach. You build the offensive line, you build the offense up. Next year, you go all defense. You know what I'm saying? You get the defense right. You get the defensive line right, and then you get the cornerbacks right. Because this draft is not deep in cornerbacks. You don't want to be trying to go after a cornerback this year. It's not going to happen.
Wide receivers, tight ends. They say they got some good tackles out there.
Yes, they got good tackles, but I think those will go pretty early.
Yeah, there's some tackles. That's why I said, for me, to get a decent start and tackle, we got to move back into the first round. So we might have to. Somebody might not want to, for some reason, don't want to, a low first round pick. They don't want a high first round pick. They want to get in the second round, get 2 picks in the second round. I give them 2 of our picks in the second round and move up and try to find me a tackle. If one's available, I like.
If there's one there, because I think we were planning on. I've done the little mock draft several times, and every time I do the mock draft, it seems like I'm going quarterback number 1, right? I'm going quarterback for, and we don't have a pick until the early second round, which is like the 5th pick in the second round. Mm-hmm. I'm going to use that on an offensive tackle anyway, right? So if we use that and we can use the second one because we got like 5 picks later, we got another pick. But if you get that one from Green Bay, you can trade 2 of those 2s and trade back up into the first round and still have a second round pick.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you're going to use it on the offensive guy anyway. You're going to use it on the tackle anyway, so you might as well use it in the first round as opposed to the second round. And losing 1 pick is not going to kill us this year.
Right. It's a guy. You know who I like that I saw in the draft. We could talk about this later on in the year, but this is Chris. I think his name is Chris Paul, the guard on our team's name. Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul. That's what I say.
Chris Paul. He has a brother. I think it's Marcus Paul. Huh?
What did I say?
You said
Sean Paul. I said Sean
Paul. You said the rapper. You said the Jamaican dude. So, but Chris Paul has a brother, Marcus Paul, that played. He played for the Houston, some team to Houston Texans, or one of the colleges in Texas. Uh-huh. He's 6'8", 310, got long arms. He's twice the size of his brother, like 3-4 inches bigger than his brother, and he's a hell of an athlete. And they say he's going to be either early second round or late first round pick. And I like him at the right tackle position.
For making the right tackle our number 2 pick, no matter what.
Right.
We get the best one out there.
Right.
And hopefully these guys know how to evaluate talent that's coming in. That's a big thing. We got to get it.
That's a big thing. Now we're understanding now. Mark May and the both Marks, whatever their names is.
Mark May, Hurney.
Yeah, both of them are still Hurney. Both of the Marks are still there. And we're understanding they're not going to be cut until after the draft.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because the reason why is their scouting team is what we have to do because they already put all the work together in scouting. So Peters is going to make the decision using some of the information that he got from San Francisco, of course, but he doesn't have access to their scouts in San Francisco. he's going to use our scouts and the evaluation that he's already done in his notes from San Francisco to make the draft. And he wants to use the Mark brothers to help him, build the draft.
Yeah.
Then they're going to get fired.
At least
Ron is still getting paid too. Ron got $6 more million that he's gonna get paid.
Yeah, he got another year on his contract.
Yeah.
They can buy that out though. That ain't nothing for them.
Yeah, for them.
Get him off the books. All right, Big Al. Well, that's it, man. We're gonna get out of here. That's the Commander Report, man. We tried to get everybody caught up on what was going on. We did our best. Hope y'all subscribe. Go ahead and hit that notification bell, man. Do us a favor. We just here having a good time.
Tracy, man, we're praying for you, baby.
Hey, man, we got you under the cover of prayer, man.
Yes, sir.
Big Al, Tracy, we out of here.